Hi, welcome to the Scott Patrick Show. It is the 20th of September, and having a great show today. Today's show is about the day in the life of a resort property investor. Basically, kind of talk about my life a little bit as a resort property investor. I wanted to be able to share with you a little bit in today's show on what it's like to be a real estate investor, what it's like to be a resort property real estate investor, and specifically, and what does a normal week actually look like? I call it a week in paradise, managing beachfront properties remotely. You have uh, advertisements of people with their iPads or laptops sitting on a beach, getting some sun, drinking a drink, and a lot of people think, "Wow, that's got to be a great life." I'm here to tell you, it is a great life. There's nothing outside of that. It's a good life, but it's not one that you just jump into. I suppose you probably could, but it's something that you work up to. And I was out last night with a new friend and having dinner, and we were talking about in real estate investing and real estate, and um, uh, the it came up about the resort properties and the difference between having a resort property and having a regular property. There are some differences in it. It's mainly in a marketing sense, I would think, but there's some differences in having just a regular investment property that you have rented out on a month-to-month basis, which is what my friend had. And that rental income was paying for the current property that she's living in, and that is a good thing. One is paying the mortgage down on the other, and all good things, tax advantages, and that when you have a resort property, and I was sharing with having resort properties that you would have a lot of different things involved with a resort property that you don't have involved in a regular rental property that you rent out. You have management companies, you have people that come in and clean the property after every guest. You have a little bit more maintenance involved with than with regular properties because the property is being used a lot more, and not by the same person, by different people. So there's different kinds of maintenance that you need to be able to take care of. Of course, resort short-term rental properties are all furnished. So you have to make sure that the kitchen is stocked with spices and things that people would need to be able to cook at the property, as well as being able to stock other things like toilet paper, paper towels, trash bags, everything that you basically would need in your own property. You need to have in a resort property, and probably more things. With beach resort properties, you have to have beach things that people want to be able to do. And we're going to kind of get into that a little bit in today's show and what it's like to be in uh, a resort property investor and what the life is like. So let's kind of get into it just a bit. What's a week in paradise look like for me? Okay, so I have some properties in Port Aransas, Texas. I have some properties in Grand Cayman, and currently getting a few more properties in Grand Cayman. I really like Grand Cayman. It's very nice. You can see how nice it is just behind me, which is one of the properties in Grand Cayman. Um, but the thing about the life of a real estate investor for short-term properties, when you start buying properties for resort properties, um, there's a lot of advantages with being able to do that, and I'll share a few of them. One is travel. When I travel from one property to from like my home to one property or another property, there's some tax advantages in being able to do that. One of the tax advantages is, if I have to fly, the airfare is 100% tax write-off. Now, I am not a tax uh, expert. I'm not a CPA. I'm not a tax attorney or anything along those lines. I just know this from experience, and that's what I'm sharing with you. But you always want to consult your own tax professional with these things. Just as a little disclaimer there. But I get to write off 100% of the airfare to go there. Any kind of transportation that I have, if it's a rent a car or if it's a Uber or Lyft, that's all 100% tax write off. Food that I purchase while I'm there, 100% tax write off, especially with what I'm doing to be there. So let's take Grand Cayman for an example. Here for the week in Grand Cayman, flew down. Got here and my driver picked me up, took me to the property. And I have a driver in Grand Cayman because Grand Cayman does not have Lyft or Uber. You either have to rent a car or take a taxi, or you have a driver. I have a driver. So my driver takes me to the property, and I inform him of what what I'd like to be able to do in that evening and what time I'm going to need to get picked up to be able to be taken to one place or another. And he's always right on time with that. Anyway, so get here, unpack. My groceries were delivered here prior to my arrival. So that they were stocked in the refrigerator, ready to go. So I didn't have to worry about going to a grocery store to be able to get coffee or cream or, the things that I usually like to have in the mornings or afternoons or in the evenings. I was planning on doing some cooking on the grill outside by the pool and maybe throw on a couple steaks or something along those lines while I'm chilling out in the pool and getting some rays. Anyway, and of course, alcohol, rum in particular. But got here. My week is basically to be able to take a look at some additional properties and talk with some management companies to be able to manage the properties for me. And one of the things that uh, as a real estate investor, especially with resort properties, is especially when you travel, like I did to Grand Cayman here, I call them BizVacs. BizVac is a business vacation, literally. That is 100% tax write-off off of my company taxes and helps to lower my taxable income, right? But a BizVac is basically, and I have to set it up the right way. And what I mean by that is you can't just add on 3 or 4 days in the beginning and 3 or 4 days on the end and be able to do things. You have to do it the right way. So how I do it is, and you can write this down, this is important. How I do it is I would have a business day on Friday and a business day on Monday or Tuesday, or Monday and Tuesday. And the weekend, since I have to stay over the weekend to have the next Monday and Tuesday, those 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, become part of the business trip. Okay. So say for instance, I fly in on Thursday and I get here on Thursday night and I do my work on Friday. I have Saturday and Sunday off. Well, everything that I do on Saturday and Sunday on this BizVac is a tax write-off. Because what am I doing during those 2 days? Well, I am doing some research on guest activities for my guests that book for my properties in Grand Cayman. What do I mean by that? Well, Grand Cayman is a huge diving environment, diving mecca. I'm a scuba diver myself, dive master with Patty, and so I might go diving. And the dive trip, if it's $100, $200 for 2 dives on a boat out, that's tax write-off because I'm researching the activities that my guests could have. And I want to be able to have first-hand experience with it so that when I give a recommendation on a restaurant or an activity, I want to be able to understand, what it is, where you go, so that I can inform my guests and then kind of give it a rating. Hey, this is a 5 star. This is, I've been on 2 different dive boats and this is the better dive boat, but you can make your own choice. This is how much it is. And I give all that information to my guests, but I get to write it off. In other words, on this BizVac, I'm down there diving. I'm doing some of the tours. We did a brunch tour on Sunday, which was from like 11 till 2 or so. And we were out on a boat and did some snorkeling and everything. Not big on snorkeling, but snorkeling is a lot of fun if you don't dive. And then once the snorkeling was done, we were up and the chef on the boat cooked up some chicken and some barbecue and some sides and everything. It was really nice. It was about $300 or so, $400 for everything, and that was a pretty nice afternoon. The food was really good. So even though I had to spend that, hey, it's tax write-off for me because I'm marketing for my guests. I'm finding out what I can recommend for my guests that stay at the property. Um, Going out to restaurants, finding the nice restaurants. What kind of drinks are served. Do they do real cream of coconut in the pina coladas, or is it the mix? I don't like the mix. I like the real cream of coconut, and I like chia pudding. And chia pudding needs cream of coconut in it and coconut milk and you would think property island like Grand Caymans would have cream of coconut, but some of them don't. So these are different things that, these are things that I like that I want to be able to share with my guests. And on this BizVac, I'm doing research for my guests, but I'm having fun while I'm doing it. It's living the life. Sister always says to me, "Yes, David, you're living the life." Well, I'm doing what I need to be able to do so my customers and my guests can live the life and have an experience of a lifetime at our properties. And that's what I'm doing. So, I do guest activities, what they might do. You got Stingray Island here in Grand Caymans. One of our properties, actually, 2 of our properties have docks. The boat can come right up to the dock, pick you up, and then go out to Stingray Island for the day and have a great time out at Stingray Island. And then they bring you back to the dock. You walk in, jump in the pool, and then get out and go in the house and have a good meal, or go to the bar and have a drink at the pool bar at one of our properties. Yeah, so it's a good life to be able to be a real estate investor. It's the day in the life of a real estate investor. Week in paradise is what it is. It's managing my beachfront rental properties. It's being able to see what needs to be maintained. There's a lot of maintenance that is involved with short-term rentals, especially resort properties. And one of them, people don't think about. I didn't think about it, but some people didn't think about. I asked about the windows. See the windows back here? Yeah, a lot of windows in these properties that we have. And I was like, who cleans the windows? And I mean, do the maids come and clean the windows? And no, the property management company actually comes out. two or three times in the month, unless it's rained, 2 or 3 times in the month, and they will spray down the entire house, windows and the furniture outside, the tables, the grills, and everything, because the salt from the seawater comes up and it corrodes pretty much everything. So having a beach resort property that's right on the ocean, right on the beach, you have erosion that happens, rust that happens, and you need to be able to take that into consideration when you have it. It's not one of the things that a regular rental property would have to deal with, but a resort property on the beach, on the ocean, you have salt water, and the salt water corrodes. So you have to be able to wash that stuff off. That's why when people get out of the ocean, there's water stations that you get underneath and you kind of rinse off. That's so that you rinse the salt off of your body. Otherwise, the salt's gonna dry and be in your hair, and well, I don't have any hair anymore, but that's same thing with the house. You need to be able to wash that off. Well, you don't think about things like that when you have rental properties, but I do now because I asked a question about it. What do we do to be able to maintain the property so that I don't have to replace the doors and the windows or other things that I know I'm going to have to replace, but we want it to be able to last for a little while anyway. So we want to be able to uh, have great properties for people. We want to be able to have great amenities for people that are our guests at our properties. We want to have nice, solid, clean properties. And a lot of people say, well, how's that cleaning go? Well, with our properties, people book the property, and the cleaning of the property is part of the booking. They'll pay $400 or $500 for these properties to be able to clean because it takes all day to be able to clean these properties. There's when you're talking 5, 6 bedrooms, sometimes seven. Every one of those bedrooms have to be cleaned, beds changed, sheets, pillows, mat. The whole 9 yards. It all gets cleaned. You're talking 5, 6 bathrooms, kitchen, living room, outside, the furniture and the grill and everything. It all gets cleaned. It takes all day. It's a crew of 1 to 2, maybe sometimes 3 people that have to come in and clean the property because someone else might be coming into that property that day at 3 or 4 o'clock. So they're working from 8 o'clock in the morning, sometimes a little bit early. Well, they're working from when someone checks out, which is 10 o'clock. So from 10 o'clock till 3 o'clock, we got to have that property cleaned and ready to go for the next guest that's coming in at 3 o'clock. So we have 5 hours. So if we have a new guest coming in, we need 3 people cleaning that property. But that's all part of the property management. And it's important to be able to have a good property management company that's managing your properties, especially the ones that are a long ways away. And Grand Cayman is about a 3 hour flight, 2.5, 3 hour flight from Houston to Grand Cayman. So it's not like I can deal with the management of the property on my own. And I really don't want to deal with management of the property on my own. I want somebody else to be able to pay it. It's worth the 3 to 6% that you would pay. Some these properties are a little bit more. It's about 10%. But there's more involved. There's a welcome gift. We leave a welcome gift for people with a little rum, a little thing of rum that's made here on the island, along with some other things. That's just a really nice welcome gift for the new guests that are coming in. But the management company does that. Of course, I have to pay for it, but it's a nice perk. People enjoy it. They enjoy having the little gift that's there when they come in, just as sort of like a welcome. Have a great time. Here, let us get you started. One of our new properties has a staff that's there. So staff has already gotten all the groceries, has everything stocked for the guest. They come in and they're met with their favorite drink. might be a pina colada, an old fashioned, whatever it might be. They've already made the drink. They know that you're on your way. You'll be there in about 5 minutes, and you have a fresh drink handed to you as a welcome gift to your vacation that you're having for the week in Grand Cayman. I know I enjoyed it, being able to have my drink ready for me when I walked into the door or into the property. So it's a good thing. It's a good life of a real estate investor going to visit your properties because you get all the perks. In fact, you get to make what the perks are for all your guests. And I personally want to be able to experience what the perks are so I can understand what the perk is going to be, what the trip or tour is going to be, what the restaurants are like. Some restaurants you go into that are really good, and then it might be 5, 6 months before you get back there, and things have changed. So you kind of want to be able to keep up with what's going on, so your guests are informed. But these properties aren't free; they're very expensive. There's some great tax advantages to resort properties. Of course, you have accelerated depreciation on the property. We'll get into that in a different episode. I know I keep saying that on most every episode, and I really need to be able to do that. It's really kind of a dry topic, but it's an important topic, and I'm gonna cover it. I promise I'm gonna cover it. But you need to be able to have the funds to be able to do properties like this. And this is one of the things that people don't really understand about being a real estate investor with resort properties. When you go to scout out a location that I want to be able to look to be able to have a resort property at, well, that's all a tax write-off too. So when I go to Dubai to look at properties or to, I call it investor relations, I'm meeting an investor there that is interested in being able to invest in the resort properties that I'm looking to be able to get. So when I go to Dubai to meet with an investor, I'm also going there to look at some possible properties to be able to get. I mean, Dubai is on the Persian Gulf, and the Persian Gulf is pretty pretty darn nice, and Dubai is very nice. Dubai is very clean. I was super impressed on how clean Dubai was. The roads were really nice. No real traffic or anything. The people were super friendly. It's a very safe city. I didn't see any kind of crime or anything like that. Like in Houston, you don't see people living underneath the overpasses in Dubai like you do in Houston or other cities in the United States. But when you go to these places, everything it's the same as going to Grand Cayman. The airfare, the hotel, the food, everything is a tax write-off because I'm going there to one, meet with an investor. I'm going there to two, look for properties that I could possibly invest in as additional short-term rental properties. So when you start looking at that in that regard, right? And I want to be able to do a bizback in other parts of the world. I'm looking at being able to, say, purchase a resort property in the Philippines, in Manila, or in Bangkok, or Hong Kong, or Turks and Caicos, or the Bahamas, which I am looking at, Key West, even though that's a short trip, but Key West, Thailand, London. London isn't really on beachfront, but I'm just kind of tossing it out there. Amsterdam. These are all places where I've met with investors to be able to look at being able to get in on our resort properties. But I want to be able to also look at properties there because I could eventually have properties there. So any kind of travel that I do, it's strategic because I want to be able to, one, find investors that are going to invest in the resort properties that we have that make good money um, and good ROIs on. But I also want to be able to look for potential properties in those areas too. So I have some upcoming trips, and those are all BizVacs. Uh, Anytime I travel, it's a BizVac. When I go to visit somebody, I might have a property in that place where I'm going to visit, and I'm going to look at my property and make sure that it's being maintained and do a drive-by and stop in and take a look at it if it's not occupied, and just check it out. That's totally correct business expense. I'm visiting and checking on my property. There's people that aren't U.S. citizens, right? But they own property in the United States, and they travel to the United States, and they're going to check on their business on their property in the United States. So for them, that's a tax write-off, right? I'm doing the exact same thing. I'm going to visit my properties in the Grand Caymans. I'm going to visit my properties in Dubai. I don't have any properties in Dubai right now, but I'd like to. So I'm going to check some out. And I'm also going to visit my investor that's over there. So it's a BizVac, right? Uh, and I always do it in on Friday, business day on Friday, got Saturday and Sunday, and then a business day on Monday and Tuesday. And then I'm flying out on Thursday or Wednesday to be able to go to my next place. And I might have 3 or 4 stops on that trip. I might go to Dubai, and then from after I get done in Dubai, I might go over to Bangkok, check out some properties there. I have an investor that's looking at being able to invest there, and check out Bangkok, check out some properties in Bangkok, and then from Bangkok to Singapore. And in Singapore, having a couple of investors that are interested in looking at some resort properties with us is a joint venture partnership, and you know, take a look at some properties there. I mean, Singapore's a beautiful place, beautiful place. Haven't been there yet. I'm looking forward to being able to go, but everything's new, and you've got to be able to enjoy the life. It's the way that not everybody is able to have that kind of a life because they have a different job. Say they do this on a part-time basis and they work 40 hours a week somewhere else. Well, they can't get up and they can't go visit other properties in other parts of the world that they might want to go to because they just can't. They can't go somewhere a long distance or maybe to another state to be able to look at properties because they can't. They have a job that they work on. Well, this is my job. My company, this is my job. This is what I do. I go out, I look at properties. Once I acquire the properties, I look, like I said, what are the guests going to be wanting to do when they book our properties? So we go and do the research. Who better to do the research than me, right? Uh, go down there, have a great time, enjoy the culture, enjoy the people, get things lined up. I might be coming to Grand Cayman 3 or 4 times, all to be able to get all the information put together and into the properties so that the guests have an absolute incredible experience and they come back and they come back and they tell their friends and their friends go down and that's the way that things go and that's what you want. You get good reviews, 5-star reviews. Give me that 5-star review. But these are all things that that you really want to be able to have. But it takes some work to be able to do that. It takes some funding to be able to do it. That's why I have investor relations. That's why I require, this is just me, but a lot of things are done through Zoom now, Zoom meetings and everything to save in cost, right? And I totally understand that. But with a BizVac, in the old days, people used to meet face to face, eye to eye. And I like doing that with my investors. And my investors like doing that. You know, I'm taking time out of my week, out of my life to be able to fly halfway across the world to meet with an investor face to face. That says something. Anybody can get on a computer and have a Zoom meeting and visit somebody in Zoom, but I do that. But before everything is done and before we finalize everything, I'm going to come to where you are as an investor and we're going to meet face to face so that I can see you, you can see me, we can have a meal, we can enjoy some time together and get to know one another and start to build a relationship because it's the relationship that's important with investor relations. It's the personal contact, it's the personalities and like-minded people uh, wanting to do the same thing together. So there you go. It's the way that we want to be. That's the way I want to be able to do it, and we just continue on. But why does it work? Why does having a resort beach property work? It blends the lifestyle uh, with real estate and vacations, right? It blends that together, offering people a practical look of what it's like to be and to have an investor's experience in uh, short-term resort properties. It's a different animal. It's not for everybody, just like owning an investment property and renting it out isn't for everybody. There's a lot of work involved with that. And I've said this in a couple other episodes that I like resort properties because I get paid up front. I don't really like, and this is just me, okay? This is just me. I don't really like just regular rental properties and having people on a 1 year lease or a long-term lease, simply because if they don't pay, you gotta chase them down for the money. I hate chasing people down for the money. I hate having attorneys having to do it because I have to pay the attorneys. I don't get that money back. Yeah, it's a business write-off, but doggone it, I just don't like it. But short-term rental properties like Airbnbs and things along those lines, I get paid up front. I don't have to worry about chasing money from people. Uh, somebody else, the management company's dealing with all that. They take care of the cleaning fees, they take care of the cleaning people. If there's maintenance involved, they have maintenance people that come and fix what needs to be done. You know, I had smoke detectors go off in the property, the batteries, right? You've had that happen in your house, haven't you? The battery goes low and beep, beep, beep. Well, this happened to be at like 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Or 7 o'clock in the morning. I forget what it was. It was driving me crazy. Anyway, called the management company, said, hey, we got a problem. The smoke detectors are going off. It's probably a battery. Can you get somebody over here to check it out? Within 30 minutes, boom, somebody's there. Check it, new battery, back up, no problem, good. That's what you want. Things happen, right? Things happen in properties all the time. Things happen with your guests in the house. And you want to be able to have a management company that will answer the phone and will address your issue and get somebody out there to take care of it. And that's one of the things that we look for in a management company when we're going to onboard a new management company with with a property. We want that kind of service. And if you can't give that kind of service, you're not going to be our management company, because we want that kind of service. Our clients, our guests demand that kind of service. We are spending a lot of money. The clients, guests are spending a lot of money to be able to come here and have a great time. And they don't want to have any kind of issues. And if they do have some issues, they want those issues to be resolved as quickly as possible so they can continue on with their vacation time. And I understand that. That's what the whole idea is in being able to do the biz back and being able to find out, all these things, because I'm thinking for my guests, I'm thinking for my clients, I'm thinking for my investors, I'm thinking all these things through so that they don't have to have the displeasure, discomfort of having to deal with issues. Issues need to be dealt with, and that's just the plain and simple of it. So I am about ready to look at some other properties while I'm down here, and have a couple properties that I really enjoy. Soon they'll be up on our website. Going to be closing on them fairly soon. And I'm looking forward to being able to have Christmas in the Caymans regular basis. Who knows? Maybe you could have Christmas in the Caymans in your resort property. And maybe you got the idea by watching our videos. Maybe you got the idea and you've been wanting to be able to get into real estate for a long time. And you just haven't done it yet. But you want to be able to have resort properties. You want to be able to go to all these different places in the world and stay at your place. Yeah, stay at your place. That's the plan for me. Time's going to come where I want to be able to still be working, but I want to be able to go here and spend a week or two, and then go here and spend a week or two, and then go here and spend a week or two, all BizVax. But I'm visiting my own properties and enjoying life as I'm doing it. I'm sitting out by the pool, enjoying the sun, having a drink, checking my emails, sending a couple of emails off or something, maybe doing a Zoom meeting remotely at my resort property, just like the people on the beach with the Corona, right? And the bucket of Coronas, looking out over the ocean. Look at the view behind me. Come on. Is that not a killer view? And wouldn't you just enjoy being able to do your work for the day or for a couple days with that view? I do. You can too. Let me help you. So, like and share this video with somebody. Maybe somebody that has the same ambitions of being able to get into real estate just like you do. And maybe you might need a partner to be able to do it, and you do it together. So the two of you go looking for your first resort property and you close on it. And the two of you do BizVax to be able to make sure that your guests and that are well taken care of. And you've already done the hard research for them. They don't have to make the hard choices. They just read your recommendations and say, let's go try that place. That sounds pretty good. It says the bar's nice. It's a swim up bar, whatever it might be. But that's what I'm talking about. I'm here to be able to help you. So like and share the video if you like it, and pay it forward to somebody else. Share it, and then have some discussions. Make some comments about the video. There's nothing wrong with engaging in communication with people and asking questions. Please ask me some questions. I'd be happy to be able to give you some answers. And if I don't know the answer, I'm just going to tell you I don't know the answer. That's a heck of a good question. But let's find the answer together. I had one person that contacted me yesterday that had a property that they're looking at being able to do, and they were asking, "Hey, what do you think about this property? Do you think it's a good property? Do you think I should go ahead and do it?" And taking a look at it and giving my honest opinion on it, and helping them to be able to find the funding for it through investors that I might know. Uh, that's what it's all about. It's being able to make the connections with the people that have already gone through things and already have done the work, so you don't have to figure out the wheel again. We can help you. You don't have to figure everything out from scratch. Uh, Ask for help. That's what we're here for. We want to be able to help you. We want to make you successful with what you're doing and what your goal is, what your why is, right? Why are you in real estate? What do you want to be able to get out of it? And how do you want to do it? You know, all these things you have to be able to understand. All these things you have to be able to do, but you really need some help. Everybody needs some help. Everybody thinks that they can't get any help, that they have to do it alone. No, you don't. You don't have to do it alone. You can do it all by yourself with the help of somebody else. Doing it all by yourself is not as much fun as doing it with somebody else. You need to be able to have some people that you can confide in, that have been there, that know what you're talking about, that understand the struggles involved in doing traditional things or doing non-traditional things with like Avenue B. And you want to be able to help them. I want to be able to help you to be successful, to get that first resort property, to enjoy it and to have fun and to go have a week on the beach, a week on the beach, webebeachin.com. You know, that's that's where it's at. I have totally enjoyed my last few years in developing my resort properties and enjoying building my businesses and expanding them. And I want to be able to share that with other people because there's a lot of things involved in being able to do that. And I think a lot of people just need a good mentor, someone that can help them uh, to get started and then to go through the bumps because there's going to be some bumps. Everybody has them. I have them. My mentor has them. Everybody has bumps. But guess what? Once you go through a bump, the next bump's easier. And once you go through a lot of bumps, the bumps really, you're used to them and you know how to be able to deal with them. They don't cause stress like they used to in the very beginning. Um, and life is short. Enjoy your life, enjoy your plan, and uh, live the life. Live the life, the week in the life of a real estate investor. Maybe someday you'll be able to say that too. So thanks for joining me today with the Scott Patrick Show. I hope you got some things out of the show and the video today that kind of help you, that encourage you. If you do have resort properties, you understand what I'm talking about, and maybe have given you some ideas to be able to help your resort properties perform better, make more money. Because that's the thing. You have your day-to-day rental that you get, but man, you can make a lot more money on that side stuff. Providing a driver, having groceries stocked in the property. That's extra side. That's an extra charge. It's an upcharge, but we'll do it because we're saving our guest time and having to go to the store and figure out how to get there and drive there and pick things up and then bring them back and put them away. It all takes time away from your vacation. We want you to be able to have a great vacation and not have to worry about that. You give us your list and we'll go get it for you. And we'll put it in the property. It'll be in the property, it'll be in the fridge, it'll be ready to go, it'll be cold, and you're good to go. You don't have to worry about that stuff. Let us worry about it. Those are all upcharges. Those are extra revenue producing things for your resort property. Providing jet skis, so the guests can go jet skiing. They're locked up and everything, but you pay for them, just like you would have to pay for them on a beach or something like that. You pay for them, but you can go out anytime you want. You're paying for that jet ski for the time of your trip, or a boat excursion out to Stingray Island. Have a partnership agreement with the owner of the boat, and I get a little bit of a cutback. That's extra stream of income from having that service. These are all adding to the overall profit of the property. So another show, we'll get into that. But thank you for being on the Scott Patrick Show, and I look forward to talking with you again next week. Have a great day. Bye-bye.